Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game. I'm your host, Cain Patrick, and coming off of a 2-week hiatus, let me introduce a couple more people to you. This is...
What's up? What it do, guys? This is Jay Vivid.
And today we got something special. This is the very first time that we are having a guest on the show.
Yep.
And this is... well, introduce yourself.
Oh, I had to take a sip there. My bad.
Man,
Yo, what's up? I'm RAYN.
hydrated.
Yeah, get the
What's your
electrolytes
name again?
in
It's Ray?
It's RAYN. RAYN. Like a raindrop without the drop top.
Because the storm is coming.
Yeah.
Raindrop without the drop top. Almost there. He gonna have it soon, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were on a 2-week hiatus. We were figuring some things out, getting our things straight, getting it back together. And we're back for the premier hip-hop podcast in the game. You know what we're here to do.
We had a little bit of like schedule changes and a few other personal things to work out. As you can tell, we even changed locations.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Things are happening.
This won't be permanent either. Like, we're just going to be moving around for right now, but it's all good. It's all Gucci. We're doing this.
Yeah, to accommodate our guest, we had to shoot it when he was here. This man was in town, and we had to get him on the show.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to point out, if you're watching on YouTube, for once I'm wearing real clothes. This isn't my work clothes. I'm usually in my work hoodie or in a work t-shirt covered in bleach. I got a very nice dinner to go to after this, so y'all get to see me all cleaned up. But let's get into RAYN right here. What's up with you?
Man.
What up, man? Just big chilling in the D.
Yeah,
Triple
man.
D.
So, Cain has, because we, us doing, before even getting into this whole podcast and doing this whole podcast thing, our passion was kind of like, we always talked about hip hop every day, pretty much. And I would talk about how I have a lot of artists as friends that do behind the scenes work, like producing. Some of them are rappers, but they never even put anything out. And he would kind of brag about you and say that he helped you out a lot, or other things. But yeah, man, I want to know a little bit about you.
I mean, I guess coming into me about myself a little bit. I mean, I started rapping. I have no idea. I mean, probably when I was around 11 or 12, some shit like that. But when you're that young, I mean, you got a vocabulary of 30 words, so you talk about money, bitches, and shit.
Yeah.
Followed by some other crazy ass, and it ain't good.
So what made you get into? Okay, sorry, man, we're over here communicating through text and shit. But you said you started real young, like around like 12.
Yeah,
and
man.
What was your inspiration? What made you do that? What was like your whole thing? What was like, I'm gonna start rapping right now?
Yeah, man. I think really what the thing was, I mean, I never really knew I could rap either until, I mean, I think one day I just kind of tried it. I was just like, yo, I mean, because I don't remember back then, I'm like 12. There's probably some whack-ass rapper out there. You have mad respect for rappers and shit. But, there's some that obviously, a little better than others. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I hear some track or something, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? This millions of dollars for this?
I'm not. Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. There's way too many like people I see are still to this day. But I remember back in the day, especially like everybody wanted to be a rapper. I feel like still everybody wants to be a rapper.
Yeah, man.
But I would be like, who put up this? Like, man, how did he pay for his studio time? And then who paid for the mix and mixing and mastering for this? Like, sorry, fucking track, man. Like, who did this? Now I will say, Cain sent me some of your stuff, so I was able to listen to some of your stuff, and I can't put you in that category with those people that were just fucked off.
Oh, I appreciate that shit. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I want to say too, Rayner on SoundCloud right now, he has a freestyle over God's Plan. It's called God's Backup Plan. It's currently sitting at what's it sitting at? Around 11,000 plays.
Yeah, I think it's almost up to 12K now too. I haven't actually checked in about 2 days.
How'd you get those numbers?
Man, shit. Honestly, I mean, made the track, and then shout out to Baywood too, the label producers I work with as well. And they mixed, mastered it for me like always, and I mean, they just sent it out, but really it just took, you know, just kind of just word of mouth. Like, you know, you obviously, like, the thing that sucks too on Twitter now, there's like so much spam and shit. Like, people will like tweet you or DM you. They'll be like, yo, listen to my SoundCloud. Yo, this shit is fire, B. Listen to my SoundCloud. Catch it. So, like, I mean, I have like a bunch of people that like support me too, especially for what I do. And like, they always keep it real with me. And I always tell them to, I'm like, yo, listen, if I release this track and this like sucks, like, don't give a retweet or nothing.
I'm a strong believer in like, you can't be gassing up your homies. I mean, you should be criticizing them, but in a constructive way. And why I was gonna say the God's plan. Well, your take on God's plan. What is it called? God's backup plan.
God's backup plan.
I like that.
It
was funny.
Work.
It was funny. I wish it was like God's plan B or some shit.
Yeah, right. Shit.
But no, I like God's backup plan. I like your voice, man. You have a nice voice. I think, like I said, I won't say you're a whack rapper, but I think, and this goes for, I mean, a lot of people. Like, I'm sure, like, if I got up there, I mean, it needs a little work. I mean, there's room for improvement, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, there's room for improvement.
Yeah.
But you know, there's always like those people that like the first time on the mic, like, they're like blessed. You know what I mean? Like, they're just talented like that.
Like a Yachty.
Yeah.
Like a little Yachty.
Who else, man? I'm trying to think. I know a homie myself that, like, without ease, man, he's just like, he can spit. Like, I think it's maybe, who knows, maybe he was bumping, his parents were bumping some Young Jeezy when he was in the tummy. You know what I'm saying? And he just like caught on, just being around that environment the whole life. But yeah, man, it's cool. I like your sound, and I like your actual sound. I mean, like, it's hard to hear a rapper, man. There's so many rappers out there that I can't listen to just because of their voice. I'm like, yeah, their voice is annoying. I'm like, I don't like what they're doing with their. I hear that a lot about Kendrick, which is funny, because Kendrick's one of the biggest artists out there.
Yeah.
I actually got a question for Rayner, because back when I knew him in high school, we used to freestyle together.
Woodrow.
Yeah, shout out to Woodrow. Shout out to East Dallas. Me and Rayner had a couple rap battles in the hallway. He won a couple. I won a couple more. It's whatever. But the thing is about Rayner, I don't remember if you ever wrote any songs, because from what I remember, it was all freestyle. So are you still doing the same thing where it's all freestyle, or are you actually writing things out now?
Yeah, man. So I've started trying to write a little bit, and you know, and I'm pretty good at it too. Like, I can write well and stuff. But the thing that really comes the best for me, like, as an artist, and when I work and, you know, when I make my raps and stuff, it's just when I'm able to just rap and freestyle, it's like there's no constraints, there's no time to think, there's nothing, and it just keeps flowing and coming and coming and coming and coming. It's just like a masterpiece when it comes together. But for Baywood, you know, the group I work with now, you know, I have to write stuff, you know, since you gotta make these tracks, and unfortunately when you freestyle, like, you know, you can spit bars and make shit, but you can't make like a full song, you know, intro, hook, chorus, go back a verse, intro, hook, chorus, verse, you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit and then outro. But I mean, like, sometimes, like, I think the biggest thing for me though, like in my music today, like, I'll write some stuff, and then, like, let's say I get writer's block, like, I'll record everything, and then I'll have my writer's block hit, and I'll just be like, man, I'll just be like, you know what, fuck it. And I'll go up there and I'll just freestyle, and I'll just go, and then, you know, it turns out, you know, it's pretty good. And I'm like, all right, shit, keep it rolling. Yeah. Yeah.
So, just to get an understanding, so you are under a record label right now?
Nah, so it's like, it's on the works. It's on the works.
Almost like a partnership almost?
Yeah,
yeah. Like, test you out and whatnot?
Yeah.
Have you done any shows, man?
See, that's the thing, though, too. See, I'm working on, so I have 8 songs that I'm about to be finishing up that'll be able and available in April. And then once we get these going, then we're going to start out. There's another dude that's super. This dude is so fucking talented. His name is Joey Holly. Great singing voice. Shout out to you, Joe. I know you're going to watch this. Give me some shit. Whatever, bro. Shout out to you, dude. Nah, but it's just, I mean, he's extremely good. Great vocals as well. And then he's had some tracks that he's just started releasing. Yeah. But the thing is, too, like, we're going to do shows and stuff, you know, soon, obviously. But we want to make sure that everything that's created and orchestrated and done, I mean, it's, you know, it's perfect. Yeah. I mean, you see people at shows and stuff, like, they'll come to these bars and stuff, like little asshole in the walls, and they'll perform, like, 3 songs in front of, like, 8 people that are all their friends and relatives. You know what I'm saying? like we want to be at the point, like, you know, at least my personal, you know, well-being on that one is that when I want to perform, I want it to be, you know, obviously my friends and stuff, but I want it to be people that I have no idea who the fuck they are. And I want them to be there and enjoying that shit. Yeah.
He was saying that you get some play over on SoundCloud. So I was like, have you got some shows? I was like, just to see like where your real crowd is. To, you know, do you have 100 or 200 people showing up to your show? I mean, even that's something to accomplish. I think like 100 people. Yeah. Like that's good. And especially first starting off, like that's a good ass feeling to be able there on stage to see 100 people. Yeah, you might know about 30 of them, maybe more than that. It depends, because sometimes I undersell myself on how many people I know. Like if I were to ever get into actual music, like I don't want to be a performer, but if I were to be a performer, I bet I can get just 100 friends just to show out. Just to show out. Exactly. But that's what I was saying. I was like, man, it's different. Like just to see what those shows, you know, to see like who's really down for you, who's showing up to your shows, who's buying those tickets.
Yeah, that's the real truth about that, man. I think it'll definitely, when it comes around to, it'll be solid, hands down. It'll be solid for sure. And like that's the thing too, like, cause I just want to have, like I said before, like a good amount of music to be able to present before that.
That's true.
And I mean, I've had, you know, multiple songs that like this freestyle, this first one, this is the first thing that I've actually posted like on SoundCloud. Yeah. It was the only thing I posted, but I have so much project and stuff, and the only reason I posted it was because I was like, you know what, I was like, I mean, shit, I got all these people that know I can spit, they believe in me, that they really know me for my freestyling abilities and this and that. Like, you know what, just here, give them something so you can just have something right now. Yeah. Keep them on the line a little bit, you know, keep them around, and come back and get the stuff and go from there. But yeah.
I want to talk about that new music that you said is coming out. You're gonna have 8 songs. Is this like an EP drop, a mixtape drop? Yeah. Like, what are you labeling it?
It'll be an EP, and so I have not come up with a name exactly for it yet. But what I'm trying to do on this EP is I'm gonna have these 8 songs, and each one's gonna kind of it's basically gonna be a way for me to show my versatility, different ways and stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, like I have like 2 songs that are, you know, like hype as hell, you know, party lifestyle and stuff, and I got 2 songs that's almost like that, you know, that kind of new age flow, you know, little skies, you know, type stuff like that. And then I got 2 of the, you know, real attacking hi-hat with, you know, heavy bass, and it's like, you know, deep shit. Type shit. Yeah, exactly, like coming in hard and stuff. And, you know, the real premise of it, I'm just trying to get, you know, I'm trying to make something that everyone can enjoy, no matter what the taste is. And that's the goal of this. That's why it takes me so long, too, to do it. And all my boys back home, too, and stuff, they all hit me up, like, yo, when's it dropping, bro? When's it dropping, bro? I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
So what's your, like, do you have a definition between, because you say you want to label an EP. And so do you have a definition of yourself of what's an album, what's an EP, what's a mixtape? Because we talk about this all the time. I call everything an album. Okay. And he's always like correcting me. He's like, EP, a mixtape. And I'm like, bro, like a project's a project to me. I'm like, so like if you put out a piece of music, I'm just like, yo, it's a project. Like, yeah, I can understand the difference between an album and a mixtape. Yeah. But I feel like that's it. Like you only got albums, which is stuff that you're promoting, stuff that's you plan on like trying to put on the radio, or real business type stuff. You know, like as far as your musical career, as far as mixtapes, that's just like showing off. That's for fun.
Exactly.
And so I wanted to see, like, do you have your own little definition of like between albums, EPs,
like between the 3?
Well, like mixtapes. I've even like Drake now has playlists. He came out with a playlist.
Drake's on his own. I mean, he can fucking make his own streaming service.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I just want to clarify what I think each thing is. So like I'm gonna use Childish Gambino as an example. Okay. If you know his discography. Kawhi, that's an EP. Stone Mountain, that's a mixtape. Because the Internet, that's an album. And the way I distinguish everything is like an EP, if it's like anywhere from 4 to like 8 songs and it's just like throwing them out there, that's an EP to me. Yeah. If it's a mixtape, then it's like it's free. It's mostly more bars than it is, other stuff. And it's like it's usually, I most of the time think mixtapes are better. and then like an album has more thought put into it. You got to buy it, and like they go on tour based off of it.
Yeah,
that's another thing that goes into it.
Like
I
guess it's better ways to say it.
Totally agree.
So,
yeah.
You know, all the THC starting to kick in, so I can't grasp my words as I want to articulate my words. But what I was gonna say is, man, you remember back in the day? Like I was gonna say, I remember when I used to be able to tell a mixtape. Mixtapes used to be whenever people would rap on top of other people's beats.
Yeah.
And that was when shit was dope. Like that's when you would hear like just all the crazy shit. Like,
Yeah, that's like one of
Lil
my favorite
Wayne
songs.
stuff.
Yeah.
If Lil Wayne rapped on your beat, it's not yours anymore. Okay.
He kidnapped it.
Nah,
made his own.
if you heard that lighter flick on over your beat, it's not your beat anymore.
That's true.
That's my guy
That's
Wheezy
true.
right there.
Yeah,
But the thing is that mixtapes they used to be that. If you took other people's beats, I'm gonna rap over it and I'm gonna kill you, and that's what we're gonna do, right? Mm-hmm. But like then people started getting sued over it and shit, even though like it wasn't for sale. And then so mixtapes started coming out with like original work, kind of like they were albums, but sometimes they didn't have as much thought put into it. So they're just like, it's just a mixtape, like it's to show y'all that album is coming soon, like stuff like that. And the same thing with like EP, it's like a pre to an album, and like sometimes a mix or an EP will have albums on it or songs on it that will go to the album. Yeah.
Now, just remembering here something. You said you've been rapping since you were like 11, and now that you're kind of getting a sort of almost an opportunity at a deal. But have you? Oh, no. So let me take that back, because you're a freestyler. So I was gonna say like, have you ever like? I'm surprised that you don't have like albums on top of albums like ready, you know, for this opportunity. But then again, since you're more of a freestyle rapper, then of course you wouldn't have that.
It would just come out naturally.
It comes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. A part of that too is like, especially when I freestyle, it really sucks, because like, you know, it'll be like at a big party or like, you know, some crazy's going on. Like I had one, I'm in downtown Grand Rapids, and there's like videos of it on YouTube and stuff, because my boy like started forcing himself to record me when he's blackout drunk. He's like, dude, I mean, you can't, like, this shit's too good. Like I can't not have this not be recorded. And it's just kind of like when I'm doing it and stuff, the thing that sucks is like, you know, I'll come up, spit these bars or whatever, and it's just like mind blowing, like crazy shit, man. Like deep, intelligent, intellectual with like a mad flow associated with it. Yeah. But then like, you know, when I'm done with it, like, I don't remember a fucking thing I said. I don't know what the fuck I just said. Yeah. But apparently, I mean, they all like this. So I'm like, shit. But I'm like, well, fuck. So like, that's my thing too. So now I started doing this thing on my Twitter too, at RAYN Raps. I gotta do a little quick little promo.
Yeah, I'll link it in. I'll put it on screen and all that. Make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah, I did this thing. I need to get really back on top, but I've been really busy, you know, with school up north and all this stuff and that, especially with midterms. Now back on spring break, coming down here doing this and some other stuff. But what I used to do is, and I'm still going to do it, but I'd have people send me these beats, right? Mm-hmm. And I'd record it like just on my phone, like nothing too deep. But literally, what I would do is I would not let myself listen to the beat at all beforehand. Yeah. I'd go in, I play the beat, have a recording or whatever, and then I just feel the beat and I'd be like, damn. I'd be like, oh, fuck, okay, here we go. Come in and just spit some freestyle, no matter what it is, good or bad. I post it every time. Mm-hmm. And I think I've done 2 or 3 of those. It's on there right now. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, something as an artist, like, what I need to really work on, though, is really, I need to focus on taking everything that's going on up here, my ability to make it flow, and putting it, you know, down here, right on the pen and paper.
Putting it on paper, yeah.
Yeah, making it come together.
As far as, like, I think we kind of touched on it, as your, like, recording process goes. Do you try to do that in one take? Do you have more of, like, a Lil Wayne take on that? Like, how he would just go in there and try to freestyle as much as you can. And, like, when he would fall off, of course, they would restart it over. Like all the good part, and he would pick up right whenever, and then pick up right off of that. I found that in my perspective, like I don't plan on being a performer, but just to bullshit around, just to like get creative. I like to just like freestyle and like I like to write down music honestly too. And like I said, I don't really say I'm gonna take it seriously. It's more of just a creative output for me.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna say, so what is your recording process like? Do you go all one take, or do you do like the Lil Wayne thing, or do you do? Because like I said, I like to do like I try to freestyle as much as I can, and then once I fall off, I'll actually be like, oh, I can write like 1 or 2 bars off that, and I'll actually write bars,
pick it up,
and then go back to freestyling off of that. That's worked best for me. When I try to write down songs, I get way too complicated, and I lose flow, I lose flow, and I overthink it. Bars aren't matching up.
I'm the same with you. You take that, it's in your head. You writing it down. You're like, damn, it's gonna be good as fuck. Mm-hmm. You get up there. You just come up. You're just like, yeah, and I was killing and dealing and doing my damn thing and everything. Got me feeling the same way. And then all of a sudden, like, what is it?
And you're like, this doesn't.
How the fuck I wrote that, but meant it to do this, but it did. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're like on some Dr. Seuss type.
Putting it together.
Yeah, no, the thing that fucks me up because I feel like where I'm the most creative is when I'm in the fucking shower, and I'll be like freestyling in there like by myself, and then I'll be like, I gotta get out and I gotta fucking write this down, and then as soon as I get out, I'm like, I don't remember a damn thing I just said. And then when I had my old phone, I had a waterproof case on there, and I used to write my shit down while I was in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, that's commitment, bro. That's what you need.
But now my new phone, I don't got a waterproof case, and I'm too scared to take it in the shower, so I haven't been writing lately.
Is the X not waterproof?
It's water resistant.
Oh,
yeah.
So what the fuck does that mean?
Little trademark, yeah.
Like if you get someone a little splash of water,
like you can run through the rain with it, but you can't go swimming with it.
Yeah, shit.
But yeah, bro, I'm really into what you've been putting out. I know Justin's been listening. He likes what he hears, and we're looking forward to big things coming from you. And definitely need a feature on that tape. Definitely you need to get a feature on my tape.
What are like so you said you've been rapping since you were 12. What are some of your influences? What did you grow up listening to?
Oh shit.
Yeah, like what's like definitely some of like something you can definitely be like, damn, like
let me hear top
Biggie,
5.
some like what?
Top 5
some Bone Thugs,
artists, songs, everything,
anything, albums you can remember. What did
just
like
give me
hits
the top
you? What
5,
hits
top
you?
5 of anything.
When you're like, if somebody was like, name the top 5 greatest projects of your life or artists, hip hop.
I mean, top 5 solid.
Yeah.
Listening to, oh man, dude, that's tough. See, I'm almost kind of like, there's like old school, there's new school, and there's like that mid school, like kind of from like them 2000s.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot.
Yeah, I'd have to say my biggest influences. So is it in any order? Or can I just name 5?
Just say whatever.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know if they can see the post or not, but that man right there, the kid that didn't cut her, the kids know the name is none other.
Oh yeah, man, I got a little air freshener here hanging off the mic. There's a lot of
he keeps it fresh.
That boy Cuddy right there.
Yo,
yeah,
that's the man on the moon.
But I mean, I can't even blame you for naming Cuddy. Like hip hop in general has been influenced off of Cuddy.
Yeah,
Kid Cudi for a biggest influence on a generation ever.
Yeah,
for sure, man.
Like this
a lot of people
generation
don't see
right
it.
now in hip hop wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Cuddy.
Yeah, I love like his Man on the Moon 1, Man on the Moon 2, and like all his like little like mixtape, little sound like that new Cutter's Back, like all those like underground. Man, bro, like it's hard to like really do it. But I think that's what really formed me, because like probably when I was about like right when you met me too, like my freshman year of high school, something like that. That's when that stuff really started like mold. Like I'm listening to this going to class. I'm listening to this in class. I'm listening to this out of class. I'm listening to this going to bed, waking up, and it just starts to mold you, man. But back to the top 5. I got so we'll throw Cuddy. Cuddy's in there for 1.
For sure.
Oh fuck. All right, y'all gonna laugh at this. Okay, so back when this is a young, and this is what kind of got me like, damn,
Lil Romeo,
like crazy. No. You'll see. No, even worse than that, bro. So my uncle, love him to death. Hasn't made the best decision in his life, but he's alright. He's alright, right?
We're all human, right?
Yeah, exactly. He shows up. I'm probably in, I can't even remember when the song came out, but 4th grade. Picks me up, and he's like, "Hey, little man, I got a track you need to listen to." And I'm like, okay. He's like, listen, I got the CD a week before it came out. Tell me what you think of this. Puts it in. This thing, whatever. CD's back in there, so it takes a minute to load up. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? All of a sudden, I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I hear, they see me rolling. Dun, dun. They hate to dun, dun, patrolling. And I hear this. I'm like, oh my. I didn't know music could make me do this.
Yeah.
I don't know music could make me do that. Oh my God and shit. That song really got me. That got me like kind of just like enjoying hip hop. Probably right there when I was real young. Mm-hmm. And then obviously like going deep in like Bone Thugs, Tupac, you know, Biggie back in the day, you know.
Okay,
Nas,
so you're not a new age dude disrespecting old hip hop.
Oh no.
You're not on some Little Xan.
Nah. I mean like with the new age stuff too, man, like
I understand where they're coming from. I understand why they're saying like they said Lil Xan said Tupac's music is boring.
Yeah, on Twitter.
If if you're not in the mood for it, I can completely understand why you say that. But
can you really say that?
If you're like, if someone, okay, let's say you're at a party.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat
no,
motherfucker.
see that's a hot ass song. But if like you're at a party, if you're at a party and someone puts on fucking they say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It's like I don't want to sit down and fucking think. Or Brenda's having a baby. Like I don't want to fucking sit down and think about this right now.
Like, maybe play California Love. Maybe
yeah,
like, the only thing to kind of
California Love
people jigging.
Hit them up.
Yeah, no, of course there's something for everything.
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, right. Oh, I haven't even named my. I keep fucking up. I'm sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
All right, we'll count that Chameleonaire one time.
I was gonna say, hold on. But I was gonna say like, you were saying you were embarrassed to say Chameleonaire, but you were only embarrassed after the whole like Houston had its wave already, and now Houston was going like how rap goes anywhere. After a while, it goes pop.
Everything's a fact.
Yeah, and I was like, and he was starting to go pop rap. But man, Chameleonaire used to be like part of one of the Kings of the South back in the day when those mixtape days. Like he came out with some dope ass mixtapes.
Mixtape run.
Yeah, those mixtapes were dope.
Yeah. So you got.
So what do I got?
You got. You got Cuddy, Chameleonaire, Pac.
You done switched the whole '90s era into one category. You're like they're all one artist.
Oh fuck.
Biggie, Tupac, and the whole 90s
era. Yeah, I mean,
they
all contributed their own level towards it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'd have to say, okay, so my next two.
Who else?
Old school Kanye.
Damn.
I love like some 808s, Heartbreak kind of.
Are you going like all the way back to
even
College
like Through
Dropout?
the Wire, bro?
Bro, Through the Wire is ridiculous.
You can't.
So
just
are
the determination, heart, soul, and that? Yeah, bro.
Are you saying you don't fuck with new Kanye?
Okay.
Let's clarify this.
Okay. Like I enjoy some of new Kanye. I'm not gonna lie, but when I don't even remember what album. I think it was it Yeezus or whatever.
Did you like Yeezus? Just answer the question.
See, no, I did not like Yeezus.
God,
I didn't. I
really
like
Yeezus now.
It was. I mean.
Okay, no. Let me answer. Okay, I got a theory on this. When Yeezus first came out, no one was fucking with it, right?
Yeah.
Because it was ahead of its time. But if you listen to it now, like that shit,
that'd be hot. That'd be top album number one for sure. I think just at this time, I think it just the reason why I didn't really like it too. Like I'm like my music, like my ears and stuff, what I listen to and stuff. It's not really influenced by a lot. You know, like someone likes this, I'll listen. I'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
all right, yeah, whatever.
That's all right. I just think when I heard it at the time, it was just too. I understand where he was coming from, but it was just so like a different version. It was like. It was angry Kanye on every fucking goddamn song. Like when everybody on Twitter,
that's what I loved about it.
They're like Kanye doesn't smile. That fucking album.
That album is Kanye not smiling.
He did not smile. He's
for
like,
an hour straight.
Just coming up. Damn. I mean, I was like, fuck. I heard like Black Skin in. I was like, kind of like the beat when he comes in.
Well, he sampled
I like Black
that
Skin
Marilyn Manson.
That's probably why I love it. See, like my influence, like I don't have an influence. My influence is like all music in general. I grew up listening to like everything. My dad put me on to everything from like Casey and the Sunshine Band to Metallica.
Okay,
to Marvin Gaye, and then eventually like my cousins and everything got me onto hip hop in the late '90s, 2000s when I was like able to grasp music in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much.
You got that palette.
That palette
all
of
the
everything.
musics.
Yeah, all the music. So I think that's why like when I heard Yeezus, I was like, oh, he went outside about the bounds of hip hop. He was like listening to some rock. He was trying
Fucking
to like
Metallica.
get some like he was like trying to get some influences from a little bit everywhere, and try to make it a hip hop album. And of course at the time I couldn't really understand it. I could see it, and I was like, I don't know if this worked. But now listening to it, I'm like, damn, this shit was dope.
Yeah,
like,
man,
this shit
it really
was
is.
dope. Yeah.
I need to go revisit that for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely an album you gotta go check out. Give me one more artist.
One more artist that really molded me into an artist is my own. Probably, I'd say ASAP Rocky.
Boy,
that's the hard one.
That.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an ASAP mob.
Oh, he got it tatted on him.
ASAP J Vivid over there.
You know when Rocky was all like, you know, and Jay got it on his sleeve. He was talking about me.
Yeah, right. He was like, shout out to my boy.
Yeah.
Shit. Nah, when he dropped Long Live ASAP, then I heard that and listened to all this.
Sophomore year?
Yeah, man.
Boy.
That shit
I tell everyone that
away.
was crazy.
Yeah, what?
Because that year that came out, and then like a month or two later, Good Kid, Mad City came out. Boy, that was
because that was when Kendrick was blowing up too.
Yes,
right as
man.
ASAP. Yeah, and the thing, people don't know a lot about this song too, but this is like the thing that is so special about ASAP too. What he did, he has a song on that track. You guys will know when I say it too. But this, like, no one does this shit. This song has like fucking like 9 other fucking artists on this one fucking song. One train. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you listen and you like, and it's
it was
just
almost like the cypher.
Yeah,
that
there's
song
like
felt like
exactly.
It was
that was recorded as a.
He told
he
sent out the
as a
beat
song.
to everyone, and he didn't tell them who else was going to be on it. And he was just like, just spit. I don't care how many bars. I don't care.
Is that what he did?
Yeah. He was like, just spit and send me your verses. And he had Action on there. He had fucking
Danny
Big
Brown,
Crud, Big Crit. I mean, yeah, man, everyone was on there. That song is bars.
Yeah, there was bars all over.
There's a couple. There's like what I remember. He'll never forget. It's like it's some whack dude. He comes in. He's not even whack, but he just got to get something different. Comes in, but he's
I
like,
hope you're not talking about Danny Brown.
It probably is.
It probably is.
I love Danny
Like,
Brown.
he's like Dick stretch from Earth to
That's
Venus.
Danny Brown.
Bitch,
That's
when
Danny
I say this, I mean this. And then he had Earth to Venus, and he's like, bitch, pussy smell like a penguin. Wouldn't touch that shit with my worst enemy's penis. Yeah, then it goes into that shit.
Danny Brown, Danny Brown.
Like, damn, okay, bro.
It's just like we're talking about like one of the like
to get onto Danny Brown. You got to go listen to his freestyle on Sway in the Morning. That motherfucker.
He goes in?
Bro.
Oh, he can rap.
No, so this dude, he starts the
rap.
beat, right? And then automatically you just see him change. Like his eyes like roll to the back of his head and he's, codeine in my cereal, always with the smoky. I'm sort of like venereal. And he just goes in and he's saying something. He's like, young redhead like a young Kathy Griffin, and he's like super young vixen trying to stick my dick in. Just go listen to that shit. That shit right there. If you don't like Danny Brown, you like that freestyle.
Danny Brown is straight up one of the most like underrated artists. Honestly, I think like in history, Danny Brown will probably be considered like a legend.
For real?
Oh yeah, man. He's like, as far as like freestyling, when people go back to like what's really hip hop. Danny Brown's gonna be.
He do hit that flow though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's because he has this thing where like he has this thing where he changes his voice, so it's like he's having a conversation with himself, and it just it propels to another level. That shit is ridiculous.
Like his a lot of people don't like him because of his high voice, in which he does most of his rap. But when he does his low voice, it's fucking badass, and he snaps.
It's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Boy. Yeah, bro. But again, we want to thank you for being on the show. Is this your first interview?
Yeah, I actually like this, man. Yeah, it really is. I want to thank y'all for
you for giving us our first interview. For being the first interview on our show. We got more to come. So make sure y'all check it out.
First more to come for sure, man.
But yeah, we're gonna get into some new things. We want to thank you for the interview. So you want to talk about some hip hop conspiracy theories?
Oh shit, yeah, I'm down, man. What's up? Lay it on me. What
All
you
right.
got lined up?
I know Cain has been on this like Tupac shit for a minute.
Okay, cool. All right. We got 3 theories that we're gonna get into. Justin, I don't even know what the fuck your theory is. Just tell everyone what it is.
So there's this
I'm
theory,
ready.
and I just found this out recently. I was just bullshitting. I have this thing where I go kind of crazy in the middle of the night on YouTube, and I just like deep dive. And you know how you do. You go down the deep rabbit hole of YouTube.
Yeah.
I ended up stumbling upon this weird hip hop conspiracy that somebody had the time to link up. Somehow David Bowie had predicted the birth and the success of Kanye West, and in his last album, his very last album. So his very last album was called I can't remember, but I remember this, that his album cover, the whole thing was that he was standing like in this dark corner, almost it looked like it was in London, and you kind of just see a little bit of street lights. So only where the street lights are at, you have light, and he just so happens to be standing in where the light is, and he's standing against a wall, and the sign above it says K West, and it's the year that Kanye West was born.
What the fuck?
It was supposed to be, and you can look this up. Like this ain't even book. Look up David.
Yeah,
Bowie's,
hold on.
Look up David Bowie's
hold
last.
on.
Look up David Bowie's last album. Let me see if this conspiracy theory is true or not.
Yeah, what the hell?
Last album cover.
Well, I don't think it's his last album because remember last year Black Star came out, which was like his last album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the one you're talking about though.
Just look up Kanye conspiracy.
This one?
Yeah. What does that say? K West.
K West, right there. Where does it say the year?
Where was the year?
Well, couldn't.
I think it was the year. No, it. All right. So what happens is that in the album he talks about, in the very first song he talks about that there was going to be a birth of a child in like 3 years from whenever this album was released, or 8 years. He was like, "There's gonna be a baby, like there's gonna be this this godchild in 8 years," and that's what he was talking about in the album. And so people were like, Kanye West was born 8 years after this, that he predicted Kanye West is
And he
like,
thinks he's a god. Oh
That's
shit!
crazy.
yeah. So
I
I don't know who
I
don't know who he
up,
did.
man.
He was going in. I saw him like going deep diving into that
Holy shit!
shit. I don't know who had the time to figure that out and to like link that all together. Of course it's not true. I mean, who knows, man?
I don't know.
David
I
Bowie,
wouldn't say, of course.
Maybe that's
I mean,
that's why David Bowie got taken out.
I mean,
That's some crazy
an
shit.
input to have. Does Kanye ever reference David Bowie though? Maybe back as like an acknowledgement for that, because that's something.
Would Kanye know that like?
Yeah, that's the thing though too. Because Kanye though, especially, you know how he always has this like I'm a god persona. If you got a hold of this conspiracy theory, so like I told you motherfuckers, he told this and that. I'm a god, bitch. You can't complain.
I don't
That's
think
me.
this conspiracy theory has
Gotta
got to
think
him
you
yet.
can do it.
This is like a really. That's why I wanted to say
This
it.
is a
'cause
new.
This
theory.
is one of like a new thing coming along.
This is K West right there.
That's trippy, bro.
K West.
That's trippy.
That's fucking.
That's crazy.
That's a good one. All right, so I know Rayner really likes to talk about whether or not Tupac is still alive. So I'm gonna let him take that conspiracy theory, and I'm gonna go on to the one that I want to talk about right now, and it is that Jay-Z and Beyonce are releasing their collab album very soon. Like it could drop while we're doing this podcast.
Really?
Like a collab album between
Like,
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Weren't they like about to like break up and shit, or get
Okay,
a divorce
so,
or something like that?
Let me get
They
into
both
it.
made an album about their.
They're just
So-
talking
About
shit,
the- yeah,
bitch.
No,
So,
Kanye was
the-
like, I fucked up. And then Beyonce's was more like, I caught you fucking.
Yeah.
right.
So the thing is that the elevator video with Solange, Jay-Z, Beyonce, where Solange beat Jay-Z's ass. That was the night that like Solange found out that Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce with Becky with the good hair, right? So when that shit happened, the two of them went to
Hey,
couples
Beyonce got some
counseling.
nice hair, so man, I wonder what Becky was like.
I wonder what Becky's hair looked like.
Maybe that was a code name. Who knows, man?
So they went to couples counseling after that, right?
Okay.
And so the train or like the the counselor was like, all right, what I want y'all to do is like, if y'all don't want to talk about it with each other, like write it down and like share it with each other. But instead of like them being like, okay, let's just write it and share it with each other, they both wrote albums.
Wrote songs.
They both wrote albums, okay? And so that was Beyonce's Lemonade, which released, and then the following year, Jay-Z's 444.
Is that a conspiracy theory
No.
or is that real?
Yeah,
that's real.
I'm like saying this is making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So the thing about 444 is, for Jay-Z and Beyonce, like the number 4 like means a lot to them. Like I think their anniversary is on the 4th. Both their birthdays are on the 4th. Some other shit about 4. Like there's 4s connected with all.
He had 4 side shoes.
Hey, so on the album he was talking about like he woke up and the time was 444 and he knew like that like something had to happen because like the number 4 means so much to him. And then her Blue Ivy, IV is the Roman numeral for 4. So it's just like there's a lot of 4s connected between them.
I feel like there's a lot of conspiracy.
Is it spelled IV or is it spelled like IVY?
It's spelled IVY, but still it's like IV like.
Is it like 4. IV and they said, oh, fuck it, apostrophe Y, so people can't catch up onto it? Is that what happened?
And also the thing is, the place where the elevator video took place, the address to that place is 444. So, like, that was the, like, going into his album, he was naming it 444. So, they were pissed off at each other. They made these albums, and then once they showed them to each other, the rumor is that they made more music together and that they were just, like, hadn't released it yet. But this is where it gets interesting. Jay-Z is a known artist to like whenever he goes into album mode, he won't shave his hair until his creative process is done, like the album is released. He'll grow his hair out until it's done. Right?
Okay.
So 444 released, right?
Almost like the whole like sports thing where like
the hockey players like they'll grow out their beards and then
Yeah,
they'll shave
yeah,
stuff like that. So Jay-Z is like known for doing this. Kanye's done it a couple times too, but like he'll like trim it up on the side and like keep it nice.
He can't. The God can't not look perfect.
Yeah.
He look perfect.
So 444 came out and no haircut from Jay-Z. It's still growing out.
Well, my take could be maybe he's getting bald.
Okay.
He's getting older.
There's more that goes into it, right?
All right, let me.
Jay-Z, who's a known person to cut his hair after an album releases, continues to grow out his hair. Then he teases like new music is on the way. Like Beyonce says that she has songs that she hasn't released yet. You know, they've been hinting at a collab album for a while, right? And they did the On the Run tour a couple years ago where it was them together, but they didn't have any. They had like 1 or 2 songs together. They didn't have a whole album together. And so, you know, like, you can't record 1 or 2 songs with someone and not record more.
Yeah.
So there's more in the stash box. They got more put up. Not only that, randomly, just out of nowhere, a week or 2 ago, on a Ticketmaster website, On the Run Tour 2 popped up for a concert, right? And
wild.
then it got deleted, like, an hour later. So, did someone slip up? Why hasn't Jay-Z cut his hair?
Shit. I mean, you got all the answers.
You got all the answers, right?
Yeah, I mean, is it happening?
Is there tape coming out soon?
We want to know. Is it coming? Honestly, everything you told me from a marketing perspective too on that, I think that's a real fucking good idea. That is a genius idea for them to do. They make so much money. I mean, you're hitting the male market and the girl market. And obviously, men make songs, influence, men like to listen to them more. Beyonce makes songs that, girls like to listen more. You come together and then you get that. I mean, sheesh.
Okay, they're both coming off some of their best albums that they've released. If they've released an album together and they went on tour together with it, I think Jay-Z's becoming a billionaire.
They'd break the bank.
First off, they're already billionaires together. Like when they're together as a couple, they're a billionaire couple. Jay-Z right now, I don't know where his current net worth is, but I know he's like in the race with P. Diddy to be the first billionaire in hip hop. If this happens, I think he does it.
I completely agree. I think it's. I mean, absolutely, man, 100%. I think they'd be the biggest sales of a concert of all time. All time, they travel globally and all that. All time.
I can agree with all that.
Time.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think it's happening anytime.
I don't know, man. I feel. Then again, I can't say. Like, I just feel like that's a lot, man. That's a huge.
Big what if.
That's a big no. Like, is the world ready for Jay-Z, Beyonce album and tour?
Yes.
I don't know. They died for Justin Bieber, so I can't imagine if you take fucking Beyonce and Jay-Z.
That's what I mean. I'm like, that's
one
just
of the
like,
biggest stars in hip hop.
That makes me nervous.
The biggest like female artist, pretty much.
That's what I mean. There.
All right, real quick. I gotta take a piss. Can I leave y'all to do a discussion about this and I go real quick?
Yeah.
Well,
is that okay? I've been drinking the 40. I just want to make sure everything's cool.
Oh yeah, go.
All right, cool.
Go
Hey, listen to what they got to say. They're over here. They're spitting facts, preaching.
No, we're gonna have to. We're gonna move on to his conspiracy theory when he comes back. But we're gonna go. Me and Cain are just gonna ramble on.
What's up, Justin? What you been up to?
Oh, goddamn thing. So.
Yeah, we. You want to talk about some news that we have update to the podcast?
What have you seen? What's been going on? What is something you've
What's new news that I've seen?
Or something interesting in general.
Well, let's just talk about what came out today. Little Boat 2 came out today, the day that we're recording.
Shit. Oh yeah, and I've listened to it twice already.
We are jamming it. We are jamming it. Oh, something funny that I saw. Go listen to Little Boat 2, by the way. Vince Staples, he put out a GoFundMe account because people were complaining about his last album, the album that Justin loved, Big Fish Theory, about being too like electronic dance. And people were saying that it sounded like he was freestyling like over robot beats. So he put out a GoFundMe. He's like, if I reach $2 million, I'll shut the fuck up. He's like, I'll never rap again. He's like, you won't see me at concerts, interviews, none of that. He's like, just go donate.
So he's getting so much hate that he's like, I'll retire if you give me this much amount of money. No, that album was amazing. I think people are on some shit. Y'all are on some shit.
I like Vince Staples. If he retires, I'll be upset. But I mean, I really do like him, so I hope that doesn't happen. But he's fucking funny. I think. Honestly,
I haven't seen it, bro. I've been so busy. I haven't really seen anything. I have been watching like things like XXXTentacion's doing, but XXXTentacion is just he's just an interesting guy to be watching. He's always posting shit.
Yeah. Have you heard his new song "Sad"?
No, I saw some.
I haven't either.
No.
But I hear good things.
Yeah. Good.
All right. RAYN is walking back into the camera frame. Look at this guy back in this. Empty drain for RAYN.
Empty rain.
All right, RAYN.
Yo, so I heard that one of your
I'm back.
I heard one of your favorite conspiracy theories is Tupac, whether he's alive or dead, and I have to say myself that I've been over this. Like for a long time. Like this is something I used to think about.
They've been saying he's still alive since the day he died.
Dude, me and my friends, and we used to talk about this back like when I was in middle school. So we did like a good 3 years of talking about this, and now I'm just like, I'm done hearing about this. Yeah. But what are your things? Maybe you have some knowledge that I don't know.
I think he's still alive.
Bro,
let me know you guys' opinions first about how you feel, and I'll say how I feel. There was one time where
people there was pictures going around of this guy that looked just like him in Jamaica, and they're like, he's alive in Jamaica, and I really thought that for a while, but then...
Okay, so from what I've read, he's alive, and he's in Cuba, and he's releasing music through someone else.
Cuba.
So I'm going to let you say what you want to say.
Yeah,
I got some facts right here if you want to scroll through and look at them.
Let me actually, I'll say what I know about Sir. So if you're unfamiliar with the Tupac Shakur conspiracy theory, a couple things to know. So first off, when he died, died. There's some real interesting things that happen. Obviously, the biggest one probably of all is when they look at the autopsy and there's just missing tattoos. And there's just things that don't add up for his real body to that body. Yeah,
lighter weight,
everything.
See, I've seen the autopsy, and most people are always like, "Show me the autopsy," and I was like, "I'll show you the autopsy." I was like, "I found the autopsy." Well, see, back in the day, like before the web was so monitored the way it is now, like there's a real group now, like in the government that monitors what we can see and what we can't see, what separates like the surface web between the deep web. I used to be able to find some fucked up sites just like searching shit, and I used to watch like all these autopsies, and I've seen Tupac's autopsy.
Yeah,
and so I didn't know that there was supposedly like missing tattoos, and stuff like that.
So the thing that I found is that there was missing tattoos, and the dude that like wrote his official papers put that he weighed 215, but on his license it says that he's 268. So like, why would he say that he was
168?
168.
I was about to say, like, there's no way he's
162s, man. Why would he say that? Why would he write down that he was 47 pounds heavier? Like, did he just make up a number? What's going on? And also, his autopsy photo, the wounds, they look like the makeup in one of his old music videos. So like, they're saying it could be like just pictures from that music video.
Yeah.
So.
And then especially when you come up to the other things about that too, probably the biggest thing that gets like the real conspiracy theorists like really going about this is about Tupac, especially like in his last music before he died, you know, when he went to jail and stuff and this and that, how he would start to call himself Machiavelli, which if you do research on Machiavelli and who that is and what it is, it's I don't remember the exact, I think it's like 1618, something a long, long time ago, but it's a famous documentation about a man who faked his death and got away with it, then came back. So Tupac started referring to himself as Machiavelli before this went down.
As somebody that faked their death and had
as paying tribute and doing himself. Yeah, and as someone who's
he was also calling out
like
the Illuminati towards the end of
he was.
Too. Illuminati,
all three.
So I think, honestly, see, this is what really breaks me up in this conspiracy theory, is that if someone tried to kill Tupac, he's not a bitch. Like, this man is striking back full force. He's killing that motherfucker 10 times harder than he killed him. That's just his mentality. That's how he is. You see it throughout all his songs, how he acts. He's always flexing. He ain't no bitch. But the thing is, though, like, okay, let's say Tupac, maybe he just... he had everything he wanted. He didn't want anymore. He had enough. He was ready to get out and go away and move to fucking Cuba. Cuba, which at the time, till recently, closed its borders to the U.S. Like, you couldn't go in. There was nothing along there. And you have, seclusion and isolation.
Have you heard about all the new facts that have been coming out? And, like, how there's even a documentary on Netflix now going into the whole...
About Tupac?
Tupac and Biggie.
No, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, there's whole new facts in that. There's the whole new story coming out that they're getting closer than ever to finding out who the actual person who pulled the trigger, because people kind of know who did it, and they all know it. Like, technically, like Suge Knight set it up. Technically, he set it up, but who pulled the trigger is what people haven't really got to.
So I think, what other things like do you know about it before we get real deep into it? Because there's some shit.
On this conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
What else do I know? I know he starts referencing stuff in a couple of his songs towards the end. I don't remember exactly what it is, to be honest. I know that I have my own kind of theory, though, is that when they did the hologram in Coachella of Tupac, and that kind of, rose everything up. Yeah. Tupac's still alive, blah, blah, this and that. I know with CGIs and stuff, especially on that aspect, like, you can take a music video and look at it or whatever, but in order to, like, take movements for a hologram, you have to be wearing, like, you ever see, like, Madden,
the
like
mocap,
that?
Yeah.
You have to be wearing that in order to the movements and stuff, do that for a hologram. You can't look in a music video and attach it like that and do a full 3D hologram. So somebody had to be doing, the movements just like that, and then they could have applied Tupac to it, but, I don't know. Give me some.
All right, let's get real.
Take my mind. Tell me where my mind needs to go on this.
The first thing that we got to point out is the last picture taken of Tupac, supposedly the night that he died. It's dated January 8th of 1996, but Tupac was killed on the 7th of 96. So why would the photo have a wrong date on it? Again, maybe the camera had the wrong time on it. Maybe something was messed up. But it's just weird that the date is wrong on there.
Yeah.
Another thing is that in the picture, it's him and Suge Knight in the car, right? Mm-hmm. And Suge Knight, they're driving because they were like at a red light. A fan saw him. He's like, "Hey, Tupac," and he took a picture. But there's no key in the ignition. So why isn't there a key in the ignition of the car? This is 96. There's no wireless.
No
there's
push start.
There's no push to start. Yeah. Why wouldn't there be a key in the ignition? Maybe I don't know. The photo just, it's funny. Justin being a photographer, what do you think?
Oh, that's good.
I don't know, man. That's some crazy shit.
That's some shit.
That's some shit, right?
Shit.
Fucking
Right.
like I'm to me honestly, I'm like, man, people are really looking hard. I'm like, man, people are looking real hard.
Another thing is that Tupac was cremated, and that
Yep.
so Suge Knight said in an interview that he personally paid the dude that cremated Tupac $3 million, and that after he cremated him, that he dropped off the face of the earth. That no one ever heard from him again, and that why would the only person who saw Tupac dead just disappear like that?
Because he got $3 million.
Suge Knight admitted that though.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Why would he pay him that though? Like,
recently,
why
I
would he pay
heard
him?
Suge Knight's been kind of snitching on himself about this whole thing, kind of like how OJ did. Like OJ eventually wrote a book about how he killed his damn wife.
It probably wears on you after a while, man.
Yeah.
It wears on you.
So then in another interview with Suge Knight in 2012, he was hinting that Tupac was still alive. He was saying, "Why didn't the man that ever killed him get arrested? Maybe it's because he's still alive. Maybe because he didn't kill him." Like saying stuff like that. So he's snitching on himself because I feel like he's the one that set it up.
You think he set up the death and the getaway?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have a couple different theories, but I'll get into that in a second. In Tupac's song "God Bless the Dead," at the beginning of the song, he says, "Rest in peace to my motherfucker Biggie Smalls." Biggie Smalls didn't die for another 6 months after Tupac died. So why would he be saying rest in peace to someone that isn't even dead yet, but did die 6 months later?
I don't fucking know.
Maybe he knew they had a hit.
Yeah.
So then, and another thing, in a 2010 interview, there's this a friend that used to rap with him. His name is Treach, and he was asked if Tupac is still alive, and he just kind of laughed and he was like, "Yeah, whatever." Like push the question away. But the camera was still rolling, and he didn't know about it. And they like put the camera down, and he was like saying, "Yeah, last time I saw Pac, he was in Cuba. Like he's living in Cuba. He's good over there." So, did he not know the camera was rolling? Was it publicity? Like, what's going on?
Is this before or after the theory of him living in Cuba, or did him living in Cuba derive from him saying that?
I think it derived from that.
Oh well, shit. Then yeah, I mean, fuck.
Also, there's lyrics of like Tupac mentioning being murdered and coming back to life, and he raps about murder a lot. But it's like, why would he was like hinting the whole time that he was gonna fake his own death and like come back.
Yeah.
And then another thing in a 2001 interview with his former bodyguard, he said that Tupac had planned his own death and that it was pre-planned by God. And that 12 years later, Frank was killed by a gunshot.
Who's Frank?
Tupac's former bodyguard.
Okay.
So he came out and said Tupac planned it, and then he gets killed for it. I don't know if he gets killed for it, but he got shot.
So his bodyguard got shot after he said that Tupac planned the death.
12 years later, but he still got shot. Like someone came for him.
Yeah, and killed him.
Yeah, and they don't know why he got shot. That's the thing. It's like a mystery as to why someone wanted to kill him. And then Suge Knight again in a 2014 interview, he straight up said it. He said Tupac is alive. He is alive and well, and he's out on the island smoking a Cuban cigar. 3 months later, Suge Knight was shot 6 times at a nightclub. And again, no one knows why someone was coming after him. Someone like Suge Knight, who's been in a lot of bullshit, has never been shot at, in like that capacity.
I was gonna say a lot of people want to shoot Suge Knight though.
Yeah, he ain't the nicest of people to
Yeah,
get
but
along with.
I'm just saying, like, these two people speak out and say, yeah, Tupac's alive, and then both of them have been shot.
Okay, no, I feel you on that. Yeah.
So after that, and after he was shot, TMZ, they interviewed Cat Williams, and they asked him what they thought about the shot, about him being shot, and then he said, Suge Knight has been accessible for 20 years, but he was only shot after he spoke about Tupac being alive. So is that a coincidence, or?
That's true.
Cat was hanging out with Suge a lot too, but
yeah. And then Cat went on to say, "We all know whose life he saved." Talking about he saved Tupac's life. The Suge Knight saved Tupac's life.
Well, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe Tupac didn't want to join the Illuminati, but he had to do some shit to keep him safe till he could come up with a plot
him out
to get out of it. So Suge was like, all right, you know what?
We'll fake your death.
We're gonna gun you down. You're gonna die. Then that way they can't do anything about it.
Suge was that dude though too to do that.
Yeah, like he had enough power. He could have pulled off.
Well, he did a lot of
like
things. He was the reason why people would get out of contracts with shitty labels.
He was fucking beating people
up.
Yeah,
beat their ass, bro.
Well, like Suge was the union for rappers.
Amen to
so
that.
now, this is when it gets fucking weird. Okay, so in all three like versions of the gospel, Simon was the one to carry Jesus' cross to the crucifixion. And on Tupac's final album, Machiavelli, the Don Illuminati, it was all produced by Suge Knight, but it says that it was produced by Simon. So Simon, he's referring to Suge Knight being Simon and him as Jesus, saying that Suge Knight is going to bear this cross of having me killed while I escape, you know?
Damn.
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know motherfuckers were going this deep.
Yeah, no, it gets
nuts.
deep. So,
hey, he told us, he said we're about to go deep.
Yeah, let's get into this.
Yo, there's still more?
Yeah, no, there's a lot. In 93, Tupac received a letter from the parents of a dying kid named Joshua, and they flew him out to Maryland to see a basketball game. And shortly after, Tupac renamed his company from Gospel Ghetto Music to Joshua's Dream. And the reason that he did it was like, oh, it's a fan tribute. But in the Bible, Joshua dreamed about the resurrection of Jesus. Joshua from the Bible dreamt about Jesus being resurrected. So he was comparing himself again to Jesus, saying that it was Joshua's dream to have him die and then come back. And that's why he renamed his label.
Well, then we're waiting for the second coming of Tupac.
Yeah, I guess that's what's going on.
Yeah. What's up? You think, what's up? Is that the real conspiracy theory?
No, there's more.
The second coming
There's more.
So I don't know if he's coming back or what it is, but there's like more that it goes into. So again, like Rainer was saying, his last album was called Don Illuminati, the 7-Day Theory, whatever. But it wasn't released under the name Tupac. It was released under his new stage name, Machiavelli. And this refers to Niccolo Machiavelli, who was from Florence, Italy, and he was a war strategist during the Renaissance. And in one of his books, he talked about how a fox can defeat its enemies by faking its own death. Like the fox would fake its own death, and then like he would beat his enemy in that same way. And if you rearrange the letters in Machiavelli, it turns into I'm alive, K. And so it's like, what does the K stand for? And it's believed to stand for Casanova the Don, the rap artist who Tupac releases songs through. There's a dude named Casanova the Don that if you listen to him, he sounds identical to Tupac. Same flow, same rhymes, same everything. So the theory is that Tupac is he's recording music in Cuba, sending it to Casanova the Don, and then Casanova puts it out and says that it's him. And then Casanova just does interviews and stuff and like says that it's him. So they sound like almost exactly alike. So he's saying like, so then the theory goes on to say like, but if that was his plan all along, why wouldn't he just say that his name was Casanova instead of Machiavelli? And they're saying that Casanova was a reference to the real Casanova, who was a writer in the 1700s, and he was exiled from public, and that he had a fake alias so that he could work in Venice. So Tupac is using this fake alias to release music through Casanova. And if you go listen to Casanova's song, what's the name of the song? It's called Mystery. Go listen to Casanova the Don song Mystery, and at the very beginning of the song, he says, it's been 16 years, and the song was released in 2012. So 16 years ago from 2012 was 1996, the year that Tupac was shot. And then he goes on to say, 9796, I remember like it was yesterday, I got a lot to say. And 9796 was the day Tupac was shot. So, and if you go back further into Tupac's work, back in 91 in song, he said, "I don't give a fuck." The song is called "I Don't Give a Fuck." He says, "I bust a move smooth as Casanova," referring to Casanova, who's gonna be in the future, you know, releasing music as him. And Casanova, the Don, too, has worked with like former people that Tupac used to work with from the Young Outlaws group that Tupac used to be a part of. And if you're a part of someone as big as Tupac, and why would you want to work with someone that sounds exactly like them? You know, it'd be like, no, I'm not working with you. Like, that's disrespect.
you wanna do that,
yeah. Unless
it's Tupac.
Yeah.
There's been I've seen movies about shit.
Yeah, so it's like basically the theory is saying that he like to escape the dangers that were in rap from him like being killed and stuff. He had to fake his own death and move away to Cuba and release music through this dude Casanova the Don.
And now, does Casanova the Don still release music to this day?
I don't know. I haven't gone that far into it.
Oh well, shit. I guess we'll find out, huh?
Yeah. Y'all do a little research on your own and tell me what
come back and let you know what the results are of that one.
So I mean,
you trying to pass me that real quick? That little baggie. I gotta open the other Steel Reserve.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, man, we need some Steel Reserve on deck, man.
Yeah, bro. I asked him. I would have brought, bro. You can have this one if you want.
No, man.
You sure?
No, I was about to say, I was like, man, I should have planned better for a guest.
I don't know. Well, Cain, he told me, you know, he's just kind of chilling and stuff. And I was like,
cool.
all right, fuck it.
No, it's good, man. I ain't hating.
So, with all that said, does that change your opinion in any way?
Is Tupac's alive. Tupac's fucking alive.
I don't know, man. That's funny, man.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, and
it's a lot of coincidence.
It's a lot of. I was gonna say, I was like, man, it's just like, was Tupac that strategic? But to plan all that out
for real. But the thing is, though, but the reason why I think it's still alive is because when Tupac, this is why. No, I'm not even gonna say it. The greatest rapper of all time. They'll all come at me. Nah. It wasn't him. He was inspired by this guy.
Yeah.
You know, like goddamn. No, I mean Tupac. Him faking his own death and making it through all this is such a fucking Tupac thing to do. It is the most Tupac thing to do. Because he, because obviously at his time when he was coming up, Biggie was coming up. And it was who was better. So Tupac's, I guarantee in his mind, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do something that nobody's ever fucking done. And they'll remember me and talk about me for fucking ever. So they'll always say I'm better than you. So this motherfucker went through fucking, did all this crazy shit, faked his death. And I still release his music to this Casanova guy. Just so people know. So he stays, the man has been dead for fucking,
96.
I can't even count. What is it, 22?
22 years.
22 years, and we are here talking about him on a fucking podcast.
Yeah,
what the fuck? He doesn't even know what a podcast is.
It's a good point.
Damn! He's a genius, bro. I don't know how
he's still alive. He's still alive.
He's still alive. He's gotta be. He's gotta be.
That concludes it all. Tupac is still alive.
Tupac is still alive. You heard it here first. You heard it from RAYN. You heard it from Cain. You heard it from Jay.
The Backyard Barbecue.
Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game.
Hell
Yeah.
All right, guys. So now that's gonna wrap up hip hop conspiracy theories. I think it's time we do a little freestyle cipher.
Oh shit!
Show off.
Damn, after all that, I feel like we should.
I don't know. My mind is blown right now.
I feel like we need to take a little break or something.
All right, we're gonna do this acapella.
No
beat.
No beat.
No beat. I feel like I need a beat after all that. After all that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. My mind is. I'm on another planet right now.
Yeah.
Tupac's alive.
Here, I'm gonna try to.
I wish I could chill with him, bro. I wonder what he say. He probably like,
Pac.
What up,
bro? He
smoke a fat Cuban with him.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no, he's dead. I think he's alive.
I can't even imagine. What do you think Tupac says when he hears this music and shit? Like the new age music.
I think Tupac would like it because I feel like he's a dude that would be more receptive to newer ideas.
Yeah, he's down with the sound.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm trying to put this real low so it don't sound crazy.
Oh, you playing a beat?
Yeah.
Oh, is it coming out of this?
No, it's
Coming out as
coming out
Bluetooth
of the.
speaker.
We'll see
I
how
might have
if we
sipped
can
a
pick it
little
up
too
on the
Okay.
mic. Everybody be real quiet.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, this is
Take off
the
one
the
headphone so I
backyard
can hear.
barbecue
Hold on.
cypher.
Let's first hear if we can hear it through the actual mic first.
How do we know that?
Just
Y'all do your thing. I'm just gonna drink. Oh, this shit claps, man.
I think I'm hearing it.
okay.
If
We'll
not,
We'll
yeah.
use this one,
We'll-
and
yeah, we'll review it later.
just so y'all know,
No, you
this
can
is
just upload it or some
Yeah.
shit.
yeah. We're gonna put it in the background either way. But just so y'all know, this right here, all the music that we use that you hear, the intro, and right now the beat is from my boy. He goes by Daniel 1K. That might switch up after a while when he takes we
When
go
he
on-
hits 2K.
yeah,
When he hits
yeah,
2K,
yeah.
then it's 3K, then it's 4K.
Yeah. That might be the whole thing. Yeah, he's sick, man. He
Yeah,
creates
Yo, this
some
shit
sick
fucking slaps, man.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go off this. You gonna restart it? How are we gonna do this?
We'll restart it, and
Okay.
then
We'll restart it.
anybody can
Rainer?
pick up.
Rainer, you go.
Whoa,
And then-
I have to start?
No, he can't be the starter.
He can't-
man.
Why do I
He
gotta-
has to
Alright,
be the end.
Yeah,
You'll
y'all start.
start-
I'll finish it. I'll sit. I'll
Yeah.
toe with
Yeah.
the tone. You feel?
You,
Yeah.
you start it off, and then we'll just
Alright.
go down the row.
I'm gonna restart it now. Who wants to start, me or you, Ken?
You go ahead.
Alright.
I'll go off of what you said.
All right.
The
Hey guys,
realest
I'm gonna do the best I
podcast,
can. I'm
baby.
not gonna lie, man. I'm not the best freestyle.
Yeah,
Wrong
Uh.
so let's
yeah,
let's
yeah.
get into it.
Let's see what we got.
Hey, feel it, bro. Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait on this beat. Trying to do my damn thing. Yeah. I don't wanna fall off this beat, man. My boy Dan 1K, he went so hard on this beat. Trying to go shoot this podcast. Man, I'm starting to fall off. Damn. Put me on the spot. My boy Rainer is choking.
I was joking. Hey, keep
Okay,
it flowing.
let's go.
Fuck.
Okay,
let's shot.
Oh,
Shit.
Fuck.
Guess I gotta go in now. All right.
I'm gonna pick up after you. I feel like I'm not done with this.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all keep it going,
Let
bro.
me,
Do that shit. I'll
let's
come
see-
on this shit
yeah,
hard.
let's
Keep
see
it going.
let's
Okay.
see.
Up. Hey.
We'll see.
Hey, I'm just kind of fucked up now,
Yeah.
but it's all right. All right.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pass it back.
Back.
We can do this all night.
All night.
Ain't freestyled in a while,
Uh-huh.
but you still know I got it.
Break it down.
Got that pin power. Go and come catch this shit.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to do it when I'm on the mic. Y'all don't really know that I'm really about to fight. Y'all don't really know that I'm gonna kill this fucking beat. Fucking with me, you can see me in the street. See me in the car, I'll take you down the road. Bitch, you wanted me, bitch, kiss a fucking toad. Get the fuck out of here with the shit. You know I ain't with that shit. You an ugly bitch, get off my dick. And get your man to scalp off shit. Get off my Twitter, get off my gram. Follow me on social media, I'm the man. Look at me, boy, you know who I be. It's KingKahne, I'm all up in the street. Working the hypnotic, rolling the biscuits. And you know I got this shit. Come on, boy, you know who it is. KingKahne up in this motherfucking bitch. I'll release a mixtape in 3 days. Blow it up, then do the same thing. Go on tour, bitch, I get a fucking few. Yeah, I got a few tours coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'll sing it to you. I'll take it slow. I'll sing it to you. I'll show you how I go.
Yeah.
And then I switch it back up, but you don't even know. Bitch is KingKahne on the fucking flow. Yeah, and you know I'm rocking this mic. KingKahne, and I gotta pass it bike.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
I feel like I can't even follow that. Kane, you made me feel like
fuck
boo boo
it up.
after that. God damn. I can't even pass that. I'm gonna have to pass that back to Rainer. Rainer, you gonna get it on the next one. Coming back.
Oh shit. Alright. I mean Kane motherfucker, he the host and he out here spitting
Bro,
bars.
like I feel like he came prepared and I did not.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest with you, I haven't
bars.
freestyled since high school. I feel kind of guilty because I really like it. It's fun.
Damn, that was nice. I want to hear Rainer now. That's the man of the hour. Here.
We about to go from KingKahne
What's up?
over to my man RAYN. So hop up on this bitch and then maybe you pass it back to me. We'll see what happens.
Hey, what's up with it? I'm down for it. So we on the same beat. Alright, give me a sec. Oh, well, that kind of
and
fucks
it,
it
hey
up,
man, and it's the producer.
Oh, well, hey, you better tell the man right now.
Hey,
You finna
no.
have a real artist rap on this bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, we declining?
I declined it, man.
fuck
We
it.
gotta
Alright.
decline
Sorry.
that shit.
And I'm putting it
Yeah.
on, and I'm putting on airplane mode so we don't do that again.
Yo, Rainer.
Hey.
Rain.
Hey. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to get flow with this bitch.
Rain.
I don't know how the
Come
fuck I'm
on,
supposed to get
Justin. He was just about to kill that
I'm
shit.
out here. I'm out here. They don't want me to succeed. Where's DJ Khaled? They don't want me to be successful. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Hey, man, we're fucking everything up now.
Oh, shit.
That was unexpected to have somebody...
so I think, bro, you did airplane mode, so it turned off from the speaker.
It's turned off the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
That's what it was. All right. We back on Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And we back here with
Pick it up on the
Rain.
beat, you know.
All right, give me a sec. Let me decide my aspect, my mentality I want to have towards this. Oh, see, I gotta go hard too. Check it. Coming in too damn soon. Feeling under rain like I spit in my soon. Got me inside my shell. Breaking out just like a cocoon. So damn cold, shit out to Cuddy Dogs. I'm so damn hot, opposite of Cancun. Scratch that, man, I'm always feeling hot. Scratch that Cuddy flow, dark side of the moon. When I'm feeling too real. Scratch the mic before I peel the building. I'm about my shit for my business. Cause I'm all about flex and fitness. And I break it down before I break it up. And them dually trucks and them sit because from them baby boys sitting backed up. When they lapped up, they can't get enough. And I keep it too real. No pen and paper, all that to my mind. Scratch that on the realest shit for I spit this on the realest mic. Don't scratch that for no backyard to that barbecue like it's too soon. Goofy flow like a cartoon, but I make it wet like a monsoon. Cause my name is Rain, keep it hitting like a train. Fucked up dog, man, shot up one train. Give it back to ASAP, kick it to the brain with the rhythms on the track with the mic, know the name. Scratch that when I'm too cool. Now my flow, man, it's too soft. Swear to God, man, I don't die from two hoes like Rick Ross. Okay, man, we keep it real, man, we updated, and that's how I feel. Fuck a acapella, I could kill the beat. Scratch that, I do it by myself, and I don't really need nobody by my hand. Fuck you and your handouts, man. Scratch that if you want the shit, then you can get back to the line, man. Cause I stay too real. Tell me how you really feel. More catastrophic than a fucking BP oil spill. Shout out to that 808, that's heartbreaks. Shout out to what we talked about. That's Kanye West in my brain, man. Feeling too damn insane. No Rogaine and no cocaine. But I rap flow like I'm white, man. But it really just ain't me, man. More explosive than some propane. But I try to keep it too real, man. Shout out to these real dudes. I got a shout out. My boy KingKahne. Gotta tell me that I'm too cold. And I know it's hard for me to go and handle. Everybody seem to love me now till they hit me up on that Twitter handle. I don't want to say no pot to pissing, but I probably say that I ain't got no kitchen. That's cause I can say whipping up my own pasta and I ain't really got my own sauce. Maybe get lost, maybe tell me now what you really need. Cause I cut my wrist and I feel my brain is inside of me. The music can make me bleed and I know it's too damn real. Tell me how you fucking feel. Scratch that, no, nevertheless. I'm flipping these hoes like tech decks and I'm breaking stacks and I'm breaking this for I counting up that I'm adding it. Never enjoyed that high school, but that mathematics subtracting it. So additionally from my damn flow, divide the host and I smack that and I
Damn. Hey, man, I didn't know we were dealing with like some real fucking spitters up here.
Killing on some
I didn't know
freestyle.
we were dealing with real spitters up here. Hey, the real artists are right here. I didn't even
Real
know that.
artists are here. Backyard Barbecue Podcast.
Hey,
But-
man.
but-
The premier
Backyard
hip hop
Barbecue.
podcast in the game.
I feel like that's it, man. I feel like that should be the rap, right?
That's it. That's gonna end our little freestyle session that we have going. We want to thank y'all again for tuning in to the Backyard Barbecue Podcast. Another week, another successful week.
I want to say this is probably like the most fun I've had. So I
it's
feel
been
like
real fun.
this might change up things.
We got to get more guests on the show.
Oh yeah,
Without a doubt. So Rainer, we want to thank you for
Yeah,
coming
man, I wanna
in.
appreciate
Thank
you
you for
coming in.
freestyling.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
And,
showing us the bars.
yeah.
Goddamn, I think he went 3 minutes freestyle.
Oh, my bad on that, boys.
No,
Jesus.
don't worry about time.
Kane, what I told
I didn't
Kane,
know you had it like that. I didn't know Cain had it like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm embarrassed like a motherfucker.
Nah,
right
it's
now.
all fun, bro. It's all love.
It's all fun and
love.
good. The thing that I do want to say is, since Rainer is a guest on our show, we're gonna have him play a little game that we always play, and it's the rhyme game.
Yep.
And
Okay.
for those of y'all watching at home, if you do know the rules, then don't worry about it. If you don't know the rules, I'll explain them real quick. Start off with one word. We go, since it's 3 of us now, we go from here to here to here. And basically, you can do rhymes or you can do 2-word phrases as long as they make sense. So if the word is berry, you can go cherry. And then if instead of cherry, if you want to say wood, because it's cherry wood, then that'd be a 2-word phrase.
I like pie.
But if you want to say like wood cherry, that wouldn't make sense.
What about cherry pie?
Cherry pie, you can go cherry pie.
Yeah.
And
I don't want it.
Then you can go off the word, the rhyme pie. So what we want y'all to do is once we get we're gonna get a fishbowl and we're gonna get some words that we pick out. So send us words on Twitter that y'all want us to start off rhymes with. For now we don't have any, so we're just gonna pick our own word. So does anybody want to pick a word?
I think since Rainer's the guest, he should be picking the word.
Pick a word, Rainer.
Pick a word to start.
Yeah, just any word.
Fucking start.
Start.
Okay,
Yeah,
so who?
keep
Justin,
it
do you
simple.
want to start it off, and then we'll go down the line. So we'll go
Yeah.
Justin, me, Rainer, Justin, me, Rain.
Let's go. Start.
Fart,
Cart.
Smart.
tart.
Pop tart? Can I do it reverse?
Nah, that's. I explained that in the rules. You
Oh,
can't do it.
man.
I didn't know.
It's all
All right,
good,
sharp.
man.
No, we'll start over. We'll start.
Yeah.
We'll
I didn't know
redo
you
it.
could have placed the
We'll
word
redo
in front
it.
of the word before
No.
the word.
So if it was like if my word was pop and then you said tart, that would
Oh
have been good.
shit! So I couldn't have said tart. I couldn't have said pop tart.
No.
That's
See,
what I said.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, now we're back at it again.
That was just
Back
the
at
trial
it again.
run.
Okay.
Pick a new word.
Let's do cake,
Cake.
Make,
bake,
Steak.
take,
rake,
Lake.
shake. I don't think
That's not a word.
not a word.
This motherfucker's reinventing his own
Yeah,
language.
I'm done with that. So then y'all two do a final round.
Oh,
Alright.
we're gonna do it like that?
So how's this work? You say a word or something?
No,
again?
I'll make up the word now since
It'll just be y'all back and forth.
yeah,
bet.
since you came up with 2 words.
My bad. My bad.
I come up with one myself. I'm gonna do. Let's start off with. Let's do the word grinder.
Binder.
Finder.
Fine.
Damn! It looks like I've redeemed myself, guys.
That was a
After
fucked
My
up
boy
word.
Justin came back and got it back for the home team. Backyard Barbecue
Man,
1.
some shit.
Raiders
he's
0.
Yo, the guy with all the flows ran out of words, man.
Yeah, they finally got me. I ran out. I ran out E.
Yeah, we want to say again, thank you to Rainer for coming by to the show. Thank you for listening to the Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game. Follow us on all our social medias and make sure you check out the videos on YouTube. You know, you can see more of us and like actually see our body movement and what we're doing. If you're just listening to the audio, that's fine too. We're on SoundCloud, we're on iTunes, we're on
everywhere.
Stitcher.
We're just waiting on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. We're still waiting on the email back to get on the podcast list, but once we get there, we'll let y'all know. And yeah, thank you again for listening. Justin, you got anything else to say?
Nah, y'all know what to do. It's J Vivid.
And Rainer, you want to say anything before we head out?
Yeah, man. The last thing I want to leave it with is these 2 dudes are chasing a dream. They're really good at what they do. So if you are a fan now, treat it as like an investment. Like you being a fan now and preparing for the future in that, like this shit's gonna blow up eventually. It's just a matter of time. So just show support, show it who you need to show to, and I guarantee they'll enjoy it no matter what. If they have any sense of taste in hip hop, and that's also some real shit. And also, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Cain. I really appreciate y'all for having me on this. And after I drop this EP and shit in the future, I'll come down in the summer for shit, and I can't wait to do this again, bro.
Yeah, we can't wait to have you back. And again, go check out Rainer's music. He's working on some dope shit. And,
We'll make sure to definitely update
link-
y'all on Rainer's whenever his project drops.
yeah, and then we're gonna link down below his social media so y'all can go
So
follow
you
him.
can just follow it.
Yeah, his Twitter handle, his
Yeah.
SoundCloud, all
Yeah.
that shit. So yeah, guys, thank you again for listening. We really did enjoy this. Probably been the funnest episode that we've done.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, thank you for listening to Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game.
In
Peace.
the game. It's like EA
Deuce.
Sports.
Backyard Barbecue Podcast, the premier hip hop podcast in the game.